Good morning. I was wondering where you got all this from. I don't remember sending this kind of profile, but that's right. I'm sure you did some good research work to get more information about me. I must say I'm very excited this morning to see a lot of you young people who have shown a lot of interest in solving our environmental sanitation issues. And I want to congratulate Recycle Up for this great initiative and ask them that they could make this a more bigger event where we can bring in a lot more people. Assessing those who are working, you are welcome. You are in the right place to learn a lot about your environment. And so next time, I pray that we'll be able to do this a more bigger event, and so we'll be able to reach out to the whole public even more than they're doing today. I'm the first speaker. Do I know you? I guess so. The first speaker has given us a good background of our environmental sanitation situation, and I don't want to go back into it because we all know it, we see it around us every day. But I want to take our discussions a little bit further back into why we have come to this stage. Sometimes the historical things help us for the future. And there's this notion that once we are educated, we've gotten all the degrees, plenty degrees and knowledge. Sometimes there are certain things we think, oh, it's for the uneducated, or its literacy level is low, it's wrong tradition, all those things. So I just want us to reflect on why we are in this situation and also discuss how we are going to move forward. And you see I've taken 3 pages off. I've done all that. So I have less pages now to deal with. So, one thing that comes, of course, there are many factors that we can associate with our environmental sanitation situation. But I'm looking at 3 important things to me. 1, the reverence for our environment. How do we view our environment? Ghana, or that's matter, Africa, and I believe that for most parts of the world, there's a tradition, we have a culture where the environment is considered sacred. The environment is considered sacred. I don't know how our young brothers and sisters who just walking view the environment today. But I remember growing up and visiting my grandmother in the village, that although they still live in the flushes of houses, am I right? Flushes of houses. The environment was clean. And you go to the riverside, the river was clean. The river was clean. Today, what do we see? And of course, in those days, if you threw things into the river, or you went into the river to mess it up, you would be sanctioned. Because the whole society, the tradition is that river is a god, or, there's some spiritual affiliation with that resource. And so we give it all the reverence and the respect. There is this notion that in the advent of Christianity, and for that matter, Islam and all these new religions, we have lost this value. So then I asked myself, is it that Christianity does not support? I am a Christian, so please, if they are Muslims, forgive me if I say Christian, because that's what I know, but I believe the Muslims do have it. Does that mean Christianity's emphasis, or does not emphasize sustainability of the environment? Is that what it's about? And so I go to the very first chapter of the Bible, and please permit me to read a few things from the Bible, which for me emphasizes that Christianity supports environmental sustainability. And I'm looking at Genesis 1:21, and then 26. And 21 reads, and God created the great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw it, and it was good. Do you think that if God came to our Ghana today and passed through our streets, He would say it is good? I don't think so. He looked upon what He created. There were plants, there were animals, there was water, there was hills, and they interacted so well that it looked so beautiful, and it was good. And then when we look into 26, He says, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing, every creature on the earth. So God gave us that responsibility to have dominion over its creation. Is this how we exercise our dominion? Should we go back to give account of how we have exercised this dominion? Will we be found wanting? I think, again, I believe there are other religions that support this. Buddhism, I know they support Baha'is. There are a lot of religions that support environmental sustainability. So the theory that the advent of Christianity has brought about this, I don't think it's quite true. What has happened is that we have lost our focus and focused on other things, which is good, all right, but at the detriment of our environment. I can see a doctrine, I think I've preached this morning. And so, somebody said anyway. And so, we can see environmental doctrines in our scriptures. I'm sure if we went through it from beginning to end, and maybe somebody could use that as a research, and then see what Christianity teaches about environmental sustainability. And let's begin to preach it as we are preaching miracles in our churches. We see the TV. Unfortunately, I don't go to one of those miracle churches. Fortunately. But if you see how they crowd to go for miracles, yes. The same way, if we do this right, and we preach it right, because we are religious people, we will have the following for environmental sustainability. These are my thoughts. The other thing I want to read which has come up in all the commentaries so far is our poor attitudes and behavior. And I'm so excited that we have, in this meeting, I have heard psychology about 3-4 times already. And it excites me because I remember once being contacted to form a group of professionals and experts so that we look at our environmental sanitation problems and how we can solve it. And I said, we need a psychologist in that group. And they asked me, psychologist for what? This is the beginning of the change. The psychology, our psychology. We need to psych ourselves properly. So I'm happy to hear that when you're doing your PhD, please, I don't know how far you've gone, but consider psychology in your work as you go around. There's this saying from there's a popular saying that cleanliness is next to godliness. And also there's this saying by one psychologist, and it's Abraham. And I like it very much. He says, clean your mind, and our country will automatically get dry cleaned. Our mindsets. We need to begin to clean our mindsets. We've heard many writers that talks about the power of the mind doing things. Nothing is impossible. We've heard that, haven't you? We've heard nothing is impossible. The sky is the limit. We've heard all that. And these are all psychological tuning to make us achieve what we can achieve in this life. Remember when we were created, please permit me, for those who are not Christians, I'm sorry, I'll have to preach this morning, that when we were created, God put in us His potential. And if we look at the world around us and have seen what man has done, for me, the potential that we have as individuals seated here is so great. We are not using our potentials. The Lord has given us so much. We are not using it. We have, it's not only that I want to steal. You go before the judgment and say, did you steal? Yes. Did you kill? No. We have to account for our environment as well. So, like our sister told us, our concepts, our understanding of waste. How do we visualize waste? Our mindset of waste. Waste is valueless. Waste has to be disposed of. It shouldn't be close to me. Have you heard the NIMBY syndrome? NIMBY. Yes. Please, have you heard the NIMBY syndrome? What school are you from? Kimbu. Oh, great. Good to have you. That's an old school. NIMBY syndrome means not in my backyard. So that's our view. It's like having gold and not knowing that it is gold in your home. And at the end of the day, you collect it and throw it away. So that's what we do. Not in my backyard. With this kind of thinking, we have developed certain attitudes. It doesn't matter. We don't care. And yesterday, as the whole nation was reflecting on the June 3rd loss last year, there was this radio interview, and as I drove home, I heard a lady, somebody who actually suffered from the do things now after what you have gone through. Especially when you say, oh, yes. She couldn't say yes because they are still throwing things in the garbage. Even after suffering it, she's still doing it. And then she went on to say that government must support the sanitation bee and bring food or something, refreshment, so that people come out to sleep and clean. They can keep themselves. You see our mindset. This is our mindset. And with this bad mindset, unfortunately, all the recycle acts, all the things we are talking about, I don't know whether we can ever achieve it. And it's for that reason that we need to begin to clean our minds. It is just amazing how we are so poor when it comes to hygiene practice. It's pathetic. It's very pathetic when it comes to hygiene issues. We have all breathed nicely, all dressed up nicely, and we are here. But for some of us, and for many others who are walking around, let's go to their roots. We are taught charity begins at home. We want to change our environment. And our own immediate environment is messy. We create a mess in our own. How can I not clean? I'm not able to clean my own home, and now I'm going to clean the whole country. It's not realistic. And you can even see the reflection of this. I'm not saying that when you go to the developed world, you'll find homes that are not worse off than ours. I have seen it. I went to a home, somebody's flat in Amsterdam. I was shocked. I said, hey, I'm rich, I'm rich, you're but if you look in general, you see the home a reflection of the society. You see it. So, it's important that we begin in our homes. We did a study where we were working on providing the necessary baseline information to inform setting up of sanitation standards. So we had to travel around the whole country. Although we knew what was said, we still have to go and see and then document it. So we went amazed. From households to hotels to churches, that you go to places, no hand washing facility in the toilets. You don't have it. And these are, excuse me to say, educated like me. Me too, sometimes I don't have soap on my sink. Sometimes. I realize, oh, I don't have soap on my sink, so I have to put it. You understand? The routine of putting the right things in place, you don't have it. All over. Every corner of offices, big offices, you don't have even hand washing. And these are simple things that get involved in hand washing. Even if you don't have running water, you can have a bowl of surface water or river water, or fresh river water to drink. Why can't we do that close to our big place? So action strategy documents. You will see it there. But when it comes to budget allocation, we don't have it. So you talk about our policies. Our policy, that environmental sanitation policy 2010, has all the policies that support recycling, reuse, and things right in there. And then you go to the municipal assemblies and ask them, what are they doing? We don't have money. Well, I'm not a politician. These are just general observations that I'm making. So for instance, in that policy document, there's something called the needs. Who has heard needs before? Needs. I see one hand. Any other? Yes, two hands. Great. Needs is in our policy document. It means materials in transition, waste. To tell us that waste is not to be thrown away, but it is material in transition to be used for something. Here we are, advocates of environmental sanitation. We don't know it. Environmental education, awareness creation, even of our policies, we don't know it. So these are fundamental things that I find that if we have to look at again, we should begin to tackle. Mahatma Gandhi said, what we are doing to the forest, that is what he said, that our objective is the environment. What we are doing to the environment is but a mirror reflection of what we are doing to ourselves and to one another. So what it means is, as we see the environment outside there, filthy, how do you think Ghanaians will be considered? How do you think we will be considered? Nice, clean. Have we not heard people think Ghana is dirty? Ghana has been ranked, is it 7th? Sometimes I wonder where those statistics came from. But it's very frightening that Ghana ranked 7th dirtiest country in the whole world. Sorry? Not just, it is even worse. She's thinking it's not true. So, but you see the point. The point is, how do you see me? Nice lady, young man, let's pretend that I'm young and you are interested in me. Let's pretend. And you follow me to my home. I'm dressed nicely here. And you follow me to my home. And you have to jump over all the dirt and the smelly things before you get a seat. What to do with this reaction? Sorry? Okay. Thank you. You go to church? Oh my gosh! I've lost him. He's not coming back. He's not coming back. Why aren't you coming back? I'm still looking beautiful. Cleanliness is next to problems. My environment. Straight away, you need to hear, hey, can this lady wash my help me have a clean home. You're not saying that ladies should wash their husband. They should also help us. But the point is, can we have a clean home? That's the point. So what we do to our environment is a reflection of what we're doing to ourselves. So with these few thoughts, how do we move forward? I see you all seated here as agents of change because it is something you have taken up environmental issues, you have decided that you are going to work on it. Even for those who have just been recruited, you are still agents of change. And for who are yet to be an agent of change. The next thing I would suggest is we need to speak plainly about our situation. And this is where we academics, we are faulted. Because they say we sit in our ivory tower that is made of bronze and the hills. And do all the research and don't shout it. I think I have to repeat and shout it. The thing that we need to know is our mindset, change our mindset, and begin to value waste. Waste is gold. Waste is gold. Our sister has just outlined countries importing and exporting waste and making money. I just have here a table that is showing me a company that's undertakes recycling of this waste, and they have noted the total cost of savings they need. So, for example, we have asphalt, 685 tons of asphalt, we save $60,204. Let me take paper and cardboard. For 146.93 tons of paper, they are saving $10,834. That is money. So you can see how much money we are throwing out. As graduates are here these days, in fact, people who have come out of schools for 5 years, they don't have jobs. And I have seen Nigerians from, I don't know how to call them, from Niger, walking our streets, picking scraps, filling, what do they call them? Those trucks. We see them on our streets. These days, big business. And transporting them to the ports and for recycling. You see them dirty like that, do you know how much money those people are making? And we come out of school with all our degrees, and we are sitting down and waiting to be employed. Let's begin to see the business opportunities in waste management. And there are so many opportunities. It may seem difficult, but the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. And so it is with all other businesses. It just starts with the first step. It's not that you take the initiative and reach out to the right people to help you. You'll be greater than the Zoom Lions and the UTs, Amabens, and all that in this business. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. I followed carefully, and she shared interesting insights about the waste situation in Ghana and how to handle them. She mentioned 3 main areas that she considers very important in handling waste. She highlighted the idea of reverence for our environment, going straight to the Bible to see God has given us dominion over our environment, and what are we doing with that dominion God has given to us. She says we are going to account for it, so it's not just about yourself. Hey, if you don't take dominion over your environment, you are going to account for it. She also mentioned the idea of our poor attitude towards what? Waste. We feel that waste is just about because it's not in our environment, it is not an issue. But hey, if waste is not in your home, the waste in your home is gold. And so there is no need of throwing it away. There are a lot of people making a lot of money from the waste that they are generating from their homes. She spoke about attitudes and the idea that psychologists must be involved. I remember when Sanitation Day in Ghana was being instituted, Dr. Yafi Brainer was contacted. He's an environmental psychologist. And he told them straight away that, you know what, this thing is very nice, but it's not going to be sustainable. But hey, everybody does what they want. So today we stand here. How many of us have really joined that waste Saturday screening before? I bet just a few of us. It's because it's not sustainable. We forget the human attitude bit of it. So we must change. We must change. Arnold Abraham says that clean your mind and our environment will automatically go dry, clean. We must stop throwing away our gold. So the waste we throw away is gold. Please stop throwing away your gold. Harnessing that into something worthwhile using. So the question again is, as you are seated here, nicely dressed, I mean, you are looking stunning and everything, how is your home at this present moment? If we should take a camera to your home so that we stream live here, are you going to feel proud about your home, or you will wish you were never here? So please, let's start changing our environment. Let's start cleaning up our environment. Let's start from our home, because after all, charity begins at home. She also highlighted on political will. Political will. Is there the political will for change, the change that is required? What are politicians doing? I mean, politics is not just about the politicians anyway, it's about making decisions. So what decisions are you also making towards what? Our environment and what? Making sure it is what? Sustained. It was interesting to know that Ghana ranks 5th at the world dirtiest nation. Wow, I mean, that's nothing to 5th as the dirtiest. It's really poor. So let's take the initiative right from here. Let's start doing something so that at least we will move. This is the rank where you want to be 100 or 200 and not first or second. So please, let's take that initiative from here. And we are agents of change, and we need to start doing something about our waste situation in Ghana. Dr. Didorian, thank you very much for that. Let's give it up to her. Okay, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Richard Yeboah. Mr. Richard Yeboah, are you here? Can give us a wave. He's the regional director of MPF, a training and consultancy institute based in West Africa. He's the regional director for the West African sub-region. Okay, so we also have Kimbu Heights Senior High School. They are here. Give us a wave. Thank you very much for making time to be part of us today. So moving on with our program, we have a musical interlude, and to do that we have Sarah G. Let's welcome Sarah G.
So I also got PhD in sword musicology. Okay, so before I do two quick, I'll be doing 2 environment songs. Before that, let me do this one about how much I love my mom's local foods.
When you fix a bar and stew, a bougie and the coffee, what you will I know be you. Mama, how I love to eat your pounded yam and soup. Oh, babe, ever since you left, everything now changing. Ever
You know, be true.
Which one to be bitter? Give me a prancer.
Put up some before.
You know, they say I'm broke, but I just they love my cake. My cake. It's my cake at school, boys. My shit up in the mix. And then I wash it down with some fresh palm wine.
Who loves palm wine here?
When blackberry was just a fruit.
You know, be true.
I could hear that baby just slow. Oh, boys and girls sleep in one room. Mama, I love it when you fix a bar and stew. Love it, I'm bougie and the cocky, but you will let I no feel it. Mama, how I love to eat your pounded yam and soup. Ooh, girl, ever since you left, everything now changing. Ever since you left, it's not the same. Ever since you left, things are gone astray.
Thank you. So my second song, it's called Nyansa. I believe it takes common sense to be able to pinch yourself and say littering has an adverse effect, you know. So, okay, so we're going to be doing this together. The chorus goes like this. Okay, so Nyansa, Nyansa, Nyansa. You know we come on for the Nyansa. Come on, let's try it. Nyansa, Nyansa. You know we come on for the come. This is some man sounds. Okay, so I'm going to be doing the verse, then we do the chorus together.
Fine ladies, no daily time. Turn to be my Linda. Itu nasawa he, kama unjuzo. Itu nasawa he, enja unamo.
Okay, let's go.
Nasa, nasa he, nasa. You know the for the common people. Nasa, nasa he, nasa. You know the common for the common people.
I'm taking it again.
My name is Golden Italia. Ukuthatha to be my daddy. Tuna sawoe, yamanju sawoe. Tuna sawoe, yauna mo. Akanime, nyansa, nyansa eh, nyansa. Here we come on for the common people. Nyansa, nyansa eh, nyansa. Here we come on for the common people.
I'm going to be doing my last song, and actually this song won me the contest this year at Accra by a young fan said on the environment. So, okay. Okay. Pepe Simani Soya. Pepe Simani Soya.
Always clean and drink the water. If you know they pollute the water, the reason why the water getting hotter. Always clean and drink the water. If you know they pollute the water, you get your son and your daughter, the reason why the water getting hotter. Now, Mosi, go, yes, you could be help the future. 2 more and nice, that's the figures to the future. Check the code, use solar power. Johnson will go, use solar. Check the code, use solar power. Johnson will go, use solar. Yenara,
Thank you very much, Sarah. These very interesting songs about our environment. I hope you learned something from it. Anyway, Nyansa is not really common for the common people. Krubefa, maybe. Yes, so we are responsible for how beautiful our environment is going to be. So we are agents of change. Let's start making change. So if you are here and you are on Twitter, you can start tweeting #RecycleUpGhana, let it trend, and you will just hashtag us, share your thoughts, let people know what's going on. Because it's high time we start tweeting on the environment and waste and slowly leaving the politics and all those other issues for the politicians. Alright, so Recycle Up Ghana 2016 is being powered by TIOC. It's also being powered by, we also have partners with the University of Ghana, Institute of Environmental Studies. We also have the Green Ghana Initiative helping us here. So let's give them a round of applause for their help and support. Recycle Up Ghana has been involved in a lot of projects. I mean, the summer camp is just one of the things that it does over the years. Camp